prepared to stand up, fight back, and make this country the nation we know it can become. Is not just about electing a president, it is about transforming our nation. It is about having the courage to demand a political revolution. That unlike football or basketball, politics is not a spectator sport. Let me tell you a secret that many others will not. You are all, each and every one of you, powerful people if you choose to exercise that power. That we are waging is not an easy fight. But I know you are prepared to wage that fight against the 1%, against the billionaire class. And against a small number of people with incredible wealth and incredible power who control our economic life, our political life, and our media life. When we began this campaign just about a year ago, we started with no political organization, we started with no money, and we had no name recognition outside of Vermont. We're going to get up to Vermont and visit our beautiful state. And when we began this campaign, the media said, well, you know, Bernie is a nice guy, he combs his hair really well. Top-notch dresser. He really is a fringe candidate. The campaign is a fringe campaign, not being taken seriously. And in the middle of all of that, we were taking on the most powerful political organization in America, an organization that elected a president, President Clinton, on 2 occasions and ran a very strong campaign for Secretary Clinton in 2008. And when we began this campaign, we were about 3% in the national polls. We were about 60 points behind Secretary Clinton. Well, a lot has happened. Today, we have now won over 1,200 delegates to the Democratic National Convention. And in the last several weeks, the national polls, they don't show us 60 points down. A few of them have us actually ahead of if the Democratic Party is to look at which candidate is the candidate to defeat Donald Trump or any other Republican. What we are seeing on national polls, which have us 15, 20 points ahead of Donald Trump, poll and every state poll has us defeating Trump, and that margin for us is significantly larger.
Give them hell!
And the reason that we are doing so much better against Republican candidates is that not only are we winning the overwhelming majority of Democratic votes, but we are winning independent votes and some Republican votes. And that is a point that I hope the delegates to the Democratic Convention fully understand. In a general election, everyone, Democrat, Independent, Republican, has the right to vote for president. The elections are not closed primaries. We were in New York State last week. 3 million people in New York State could not vote. Well, you know what? Those folks and independents all over this country will be voting in November. And in most cases, we win the independent vote by a 2-to-1 margin. This campaign is doing as well as it is with the extraordinary energy and enthusiasm that we are generating all across this country. Look at this room here tonight. We have over 6,000. Is because we are doing something very unusual in contemporary American politics. We are telling the truth. The truth is every person here knows, whether it is in our own personal lives or in our broad national political life, truth is not always pleasant. It's not always something you are happy to hear. But if we go forward as human beings, if we go forward as a nation, we cannot sweep the hard realities of our lives underneath the rug. We have to bring it out. Unfortunately, media in this country, for a variety of reasons, largely because they're owned by major corporations, do not deal, in most cases, there are great exceptions, but they do not deal with the realities of our lives in a way that we need to be discussing. Examples of what I mean and making it really relevant to life here in West Virginia. I've been all over this country. I have been all over this country, and the things that I have seen are incredibly heartbreaking. I was to Flint, Michigan, where children are being poisoned by lead in the water that they are drinking. I have been to Detroit, Michigan, where their public school system is on the verge of a fiscal collapse. I have been to Baltimore, Maryland, where tens of thousands of people are addicted to heroin. I know that addiction is a problem here. We'll get to that in a second. But the point is, point number one, I want everybody here to know this. Never forget it. We are the wealthiest country in the history of the world. But most people in our country don't know that because almost all of the new income and wealth is going to the top 1%.
Whoa! Give them hell!
We are the wealthiest country in the history of the world, and that means that public school systems should not be collapsing. Youth unemployment in this country should not be 30, 40, 50%. Our infrastructure should not be have got to ask some very hard questions and then have the guts to take on some very powerful people. A great nation is not judged by the number of billionaires it has or by the number of nuclear weapons it has. It is judged by how it treats the weakest and most vulnerable among us. It is not acceptable to me that in America we have the highest rate of childhood poverty of almost any major country on earth. That is not the way we should be treating the young people of this country. And right here in West Virginia, your beautiful state, 100,000 children in this great state live in poverty. Over 24% of the total number of kids right here in West Virginia. When we talk about employment, officially, quote unquote, unemployment in America is supposed to be 5%, but you know that that is not the case. Real unemployment is much, much higher than that. In fact, right here in West Virginia, this state has the lowest labor force participation rate in the country. In fact, only 54% of the working age population in this state has a job.
Enough is enough!
When we talk about the grotesque levels, and I talk about this a lot, when I talk about the grotesque levels of income and wealth inequality, West Virginia is almost at the top of that list. This is a national problem. Believe me, it exists in my my state of Vermont. But this is an issue we have got to deal with in every state in this country. And listen to this. From 1979 to 2012, the top 1% of the people in West Virginia saw their income go up by more than 60% on average, while the bottom 90% saw their income go down by 0.4%. And that is what we are seeing all over America. We have an economy today that is doing really, really, really great if you're in the top 1%. But if you're in the bottom 90%, the likelihood is you're working longer hours for lower wages if you're lucky enough to have a job. I'm using West Virginia statistics tonight because I'm here. This is a national issue. And that is why together we are going to create an economy that works for all of our people, not just for the A couple of years ago, as chairman of a subcommittee in the Senate, and we did a hearing on poverty as a death sentence. You know what I mean by that? This is what I mean by that. When you hear about people being poor, people say, well, that's too bad, they don't have a good car, their housing is really not good, they don't have enough money to go out to eat, it's really bad being poor. Being poor is much, much more than that. What being poor is about in America is you die at a significantly lower age than people who have money. McDowell County, here in West Virginia, is one of the poorest counties in the United States of America, the United States of America being the richest country in the history of the world. In McDowell County, 77% of the children under 18 are living in poverty in the United States of America. In McDowell County, men can only expect to live until the age of 63. Now I want you to think about this. Again, being poor means it's not just you have a big flat screen TV or a fancy car. It means that you are dying at a significantly lower age than your fellow Americans. If you drive, for example, drive 6 miles north from this county, you go to Fairfax County, Virginia. In Fairfax County, men live on average until the age of 82 years of age. 18 years more than men live in McDowell County.
Enough is enough!
The average life expectancy for a woman in Fairfax County is 85. In McDowell County, it is 73 years of age.